Hola, beautiful Mystic Tribe. I'm back. I had to take a little break. I don't know how this video is going to go either. I've been a little raw for the last 2 days, um, but it's okay. It's a process, and I'm super glad I'm going through this process and sharing it with you. Just so this video is more going to be, it's going to be more like feelings don't kill you. It's how you react to those feelings that can make your life miserable. I've learned along the years in recovery, of course, because my spiritual base and the base of the foundation of my life is on the 12 steps of recovery, and it's a spiritual base, right? So what's been going on has been, of course, I'm going down these memory lanes. I'm going down memory lanes. I've done a couple of fourth step, and I did this inventory more than once. But every time we do it, there's a little bit more coming up, and it's not painful. It's just bringing me to other places. Like it feels like it's opening up more, more stuff that I didn't remember before, I guess. And it's bringing some songs in, and it's really cool though. It's really the process is really cool. So I mean, this video is not going to be. I'm not going to. It's more going to be sharing what I'm feeling right now, what's going on with me right now. So. Um, Not knowing when I was a kid that I was a highly sensitive person. So anybody who's coming on to this video and saying, what is she talking about? So what I'm doing is I'm sharing my story as a highly sensitive person since I was a little girl. But I only found out 2 years ago that it was actually really something that I'm not alone feeling this. I'm not the only one um, going. I'm not the only one who's an HSP, highly sensitive person. And having done a couple, like I'm in recovery, I've been so I'm sharing my story from since I was a little girl to now. So from my youth, my teenage years that brought me down addiction road, um, my young adult that I was a single mom, brought me into recovery from the disease of addiction, to now living a beautiful goddess life in Mexico. So um, so going down memory lane as with the eyes, my eyes open as I was an HSP, and that's why I reacted that way. That's why I made those choices. And that's why some people weren't able to handle me. Some people didn't know what to do with me. I didn't know what the fuck to do with me sometimes. So was I expecting other people to know what to do with me? Yeah, but so I'm a little. What's been going on is I've been feeling. I have regrets that if I would have known, I would have handled things differently. But then again, on the spiritual path that I am today, I know that everything that I did and every decision I made brought me to the life I am today. It's with stepping stones, and then there's stepping stone, and then there's stepping stone, and so I can't. I'm processing that. I'm processing the regrets. I'm processing the my life could have been this instead, or I could have done this, and then my life would be this instead. Like just like going down that road was really weird. It was really weird that I was going down that road because I don't do that anymore. Um, I love my life, and I don't want to change anything in my past. I would change who I am today. So, like, why am I doing this? But that's the process. So, um, and then and then I went into the well, girl, you're still single, and all your relationships didn't work out. Well, no, it's not true. Some of them did. I take that back. Woo, I take that back. Well, they didn't work out because I'm not in those relationships anymore, but they were nice. They were beautiful relationships. There were some that were more difficult, and yeah, so it's a question of perception. And and then I went down the um I'm not lovable. Nobody can understand an HSP what they need and what are their needs and why they react that way. But now that I know, I can go into a relationship knowing it and having the tools and being able to express it and being able to even being able to voice what's going on to the other person and be able to retreat and do what I need um, to help me. Um, Even to this day, like this weird thing that I know, but there's moments where I know I'm an HSP, I know I'm a highly sensitive person, but there's times where my brain doesn't process it as fast as I should. So my friend asked me to do a favor for her. And this is laughable. This is like, Danny, you're really doing that. Like, what were you thinking? And I wasn't. I wasn't. It was not like like it's just it dawned on me when it started. So she asked me to help to she brought it's like a little um Instapot. No, it's not an Instapot. It's like a slow cooker for garlic. So it's to make garlicito. It's like to make these. I don't even know. I've never made them. I don't know. I've never tasted them, so I don't know what they are. Anyways, so you put that in there, and then you put it on what, and you let it go for 6 days, 6 or 7 days. So I put it in the stairs outside because um, it said it smells strong. I read it, like I actually read it. It smells strong. Don't fucking process it at all. Put that thing outside, and then 2 hours later, I'm sitting in my house, and I'm like, holy fuck, that smells super strong. I'm like, oh my god, what am I gonna do? Like 6 days, I can't do that for 6 days. What are my neighbors gonna say? Like, oh my god, and I'm really like going into this whole like, what did I just do? Oh my god. And then the light goes on. I'm sure nobody else is smelling it. I'm sure nobody else is smelling it. I am. You know why? Because I can smell 10 times more than anybody else. Because my highly sensitive sense of smell is heightened 10 times. It's okay. I closed that window, close to the door, close to the stairs, and I don't smell it anymore. It's like I got used to it or something. But for that 1 or 2 hours, I was like, oh my God, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? So so it's still in the process. So it's still in the process. So I listen to this video in the morning when I wake up. So I wake up, I don't know, around 5 ish, 5:15. Um, so people who know me are like, you what? You wake up at 5? Like, yeah, I used to sleep late at night, late in the morning. I don't anymore. Things change. So I put on YouTube videos on manifesting, on um, activating some stuff, healing some stuff. Depends on what I like when I wake up, what I feel like, or what my guides decide that this morning I'm gonna be listening to. And then I kind of fall back into that, not into sleep, but into that first level of like not. I can't remember if it's delta or theta, so I can't remember. I'm not gonna whatever that state where I'm not totally sleeping. And then, so I listen to. It's called Attract Your Soulmate, and in that, or Attract Love, or Attract Your Soulmate, or something like that. And in there, he's talking about, he's bringing affirmations, how you're lovable, and how, bringing you into the visualization of, holding hands, or, laying on a blanket and watching the stars. And now I'm going to start crying. And that's what happened. It's everything's just fucking open, right open. I've known since I was a little girl that there's somebody out there for me. And that feeling is still there. And I know that The one thing I've been working on since I've been on this freaking planet is patience. It's like, come on, you serious? I've been waiting like all these years. Like, hello, can we just do this now? And then in the affirmation, it says, it makes you bring you back there. How can you feel it? And do you feel it? And, that person holding you and, looking into their eyes. And I just freaking broke down. I haven't cried like that in years, years. Because and then I realized while I was crying that I was trying to hold myself back. I had that programming again that came back. I'm not supposed to cry. Like, what are the neighbors going to say if they hear you crying? They're going to wonder if you're okay. And and I don't care what other people say, and I don't, or really, usually I don't. And I'm like, what is that all about? So I let myself cry and cry and cry, and it was a good 15, 20 minutes, maybe half an hour, maybe the whole fucking video that works, that's 36 minutes. And but it felt good, because what happened right after that is my heart broke wide open, and I felt the peace, and I felt the release, and I felt the cleansing, and I felt the love that I have for me, and that I'm lovable, that I'm super amazing, that I'm beautiful, and I felt all that like deep in my heart. I felt it. And I started crying again. So that was yesterday. And I let myself live that, and I gave myself the opportunity to stay in that pretty much all day. And then, so being a highly sensitive person means that what I'm feeling is 10 times more than anybody else would be feeling. So I'm super vulnerable. I'm super teary eyes. Like the smallest little thing, my eyes just start, I just start like crying again. And I gave myself permission to continue doing that, because that's the only way that I know I'm going to move forward. And that's the only way I know I'm going to be able to go through what I need to go through. Doing this is by letting myself be open and vulnerable, and letting myself feel that deep, deep whatever's there. And it's not despair, and I'm not depressed, and I'm not like, it's absolutely not that. It's like, it's really feeling that deep love, knowing that somewhere out there somebody's feeling the same thing I am, and just hoping for me, and while I'm hoping for them. It's like, and I know that. I've known that forever. So I'm just gonna let myself go. And you know what? I listened to it again this morning, and I cried again this morning, and it's okay, and it's freaking okay. Like, I feel good. I feel like it's cleansing me. Like, I feel it's washing away all the programming, all the, oh, you're not supposed to cry, and stop crying. You're a crybaby. Stop that. You're too emotional. You're too much. You're too sensitive. Like, stop it. No, I am, and I need to let myself be that way. I have to let myself be that way, because there's no other way I can live my life anymore, because I know what it is. See, I'm talking about it, and I'm like, okay. So I'm gonna just stop the video there for now, because that's all I have. That's all I wanted to come and say, is that if you're a highly sensitive person and you cry and you feel very vulnerable and you're super sensitive and there's the smallest things make you cry, please acknowledge it and let yourself be that sensitive person. We need that. We need that in our world, in this cold, crazy, chaotic world right now. We need the sensitivity of the HSPs. We need to be able to let that out. We need to be able to feel as deeply as we can and love ourselves for it. So And if you were at, if you are with a highly sensitive person, please encourage them to be who they are, and let them cry, and it's just let them be that sensitive, because it makes a ripple effect in the world. Even though we think we don't, we do. It's a ripple effect in the world, in the whole planet and the whole galaxy. It's just a ripple effect that we're allowed to be who we are. And then that's who I am. I'm a hypersensitive person, and I love myself for it today. As always, in love, Mystic Danny.